Jace Huey here with another live Skype review of one of our tobaccos with Corncob Piper. Corncob won my giveaway for the heck of it, which was basically tell me 4 tobaccos that you'd love to test. Corncob Piper won that, and so I bought those 4, split the tins up, so we literally are sharing the same tin of tobacco, and today we're sharing Bluegrass, brand new, Cornell and Diehl.
I still got mine in the bag, still got to jar it up. I like my tobacco really, really dry, and I wanted to give this one. This one doesn't come quite Cornell and Diehl dry, but it's almost to the point where I like it, so I'll probably get it jarred up here in the next couple of days. But I've been leaving it in the bag.
I let mine dry out today for about an hour, and so I think it's at a good consistency, so we'll see what happens.
Go ahead.
I said I let mine sit out for about an hour today, so it's nice and dry.
Okay, I've had mine in the bag since you sent it, so a couple weeks now, and it's just now pretty much right to the point where I can jar it and just smoke it as is. They say that this Bluegrass is a ribbon cut or coarse cut, I forget which one it is, but there was some pretty large broken flakes in mine of Virginia. So I went through and rubbed it out. 100 Bookshop comes the same way. You get some large broken flakes of Virginia in there, and I always just go through and rub it out whenever I purchase any. Yeah,
let me show what he's talking about. This is a lot bigger than a ribbon cut. You know, there's some big chunks in there, so it's that's what it looks like.
So this is a blend of, a new blend, a Jeremy Reeves blend. Just came out maybe, I don't know, a couple months back. And it's,
how did you find out about it? I didn't even hear about it, and it's not on any of the...
If you go to smokingpipes.com and go to their tobacco locator, just click the fresh button, fresh tobacco, and it'll list anything that they've gotten in fresh. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a brand new tobacco. It could just have been stuff that they've been out of stock on that they've gotten in stock. But if they have anything new, a new tobacco, it'll usually be like right on that first top page. And that's how I found it. I looked it up. It sounded good. This is a traditional, very, very traditional American tobacco blend. It's bright Virginia, red Virginia, dark fired Kentucky, Perique, and just a sprinkling of cigar leaf. If I had to guess on the cigar leaf, I would say probably right around the 2% mark, or maybe even less. You really have to search for the cigar leaf in this blend.
Yeah, I agree.
But I've smoked. This will be my 4th bowl of it now. How many of you smoked?
I think I've smoked it only once before.
Okay, so. I guess we can do the jar note or the bag note. We'll try not to make this video an hour long for you guys either. Everyone that sat through the hour long first version of our doing this, you know, good for you. I applaud your effort. It's sticking through for the whole hour. We'll try to keep these next ones, you know, a little bit shorter, so you don't have to, as Unicorn Piper called it, you know, watch a movie.
Yeah, it's definitely got a sweeter aroma. That's probably all the Virginias.
Yeah, I would say so. So definitely sweetness. I pick up a little bit of citrus or tanginess, and
I was going to say some. Citrus is good. Citrus is good.
The citrus. When you say citrus or tanginess, it's hard to describe that scent. I would say it's the same tanginess that's in like barbecue sauce, like that zestiness. But it doesn't smell like barbecue sauce, but it's got that vinegary smell, I guess really is what it is. And then definitely I get lots of dark fruits in here. I would say in this blend that probably the bright Virginias are the star of the show, with the reds coming in a very, very close second. However, the majority of the scent that I get is that sweet dark fruit smell from the red Virginias, and some of that fruit could be coming into play from the dark fired Kentucky as well.
Yeah, I toss out also, to me at least, it had the strong honey smell. You know, they could have put the name honey in this title, and I would have got some of that, but that's me.
Yeah, I don't really, for me, I don't really pick up the honeyness.
Yeah.
I get sweet, tangy, dark fruit, mainly. This really is a nice, quite a nice smelling tobacco.
Yeah.
If you're into just, no flavoring added to tobaccos, and they say, I guess, that all tobaccos, even the ones that aren't topped, are cased with sugar water.
Yep.
They do it to all of them. So in essence, I guess the only tobaccos probably that are made without any kind of casing would be any kind of a tobacco made over in England, where I think they still have the standards of no additives into their tobacco production. I know Germain says they don't use any, but who's to say they don't by now? We're 2017 now. They've been around a long time. But very, very nice smelling blend. Definitely what I get the most of is the Virginia, though, in the bag note, like you said. Let's go ahead and I'm smoking my new Morgan nose warmer. I think this is the 5th or 6th one I own now. I order these up, I don't know, every couple months from Aristocob. He got the white bits in. I wanted one with a white bit, so now I have 2 with a black, 1 with a amber, and 1 with a white. And I'm getting ready. I got an idea to make some cob mods out of these, and I'm trying to get ready for Halloween. Wow, that's a humongous pipe there.
Yeah, it's my new Edwards bent billiard. So I've got
okay, that's the one you just bought when you were in Tampa, then, huh?
I did.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So when last bowl I smoked this earlier this morning, I only did 1 light. I didn't have to do a relight. After the char, so we'll see how this one goes. This one doesn't look like it's catching as good as earlier, so I'm probably going to have to relight this one.
That's a nice char taste in the charring light. Kind of like you talked about it, kind of like the barbecue. It's not a barbecue flavor, but it's kind of like smoked barbecue is better than burnt barbecue.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the same thing as burnt. The smoke is better than burnt.
So when I get hit off initially with this is the bright Virginia. So I get hit with a lot of grassy hay notes and some raisin taste too, which I'm assuming is from the dark fire. But my char light, or my first light, has been different on pretty much every one, and I'm guessing it's just because whatever tobacco it is laying on top. But with this one, I'm definitely picking up a lot of the hay, citrus, and raisin so far. And I guess on this one, I've never lit in a pipe with a match before.
Really?
Never tried. Yeah, I was a cigarette smoker for so long. I've always, even when I quit smoking and was vaping, before I started with the pipe, I always carried a lighter in my pocket. So it's just something I always have on hand. So I just, I've never had the need to light a pipe with a match before.
Yeah, I'd encourage you to try it because what it does is it actually has a different flavor. It impacts the flavor.
Okay, maybe on the next video I'll give it a try. I got like 4 or 5 boxes from Boswell's from when I've ordered from them. They always send you a couple boxes of matches, hardwood matches. So
I have to go off script for a second and show you. I think here I'll do the lighter thing for Corey's sake. This is the first video I'm recording in my inside, and notice the smoke just goes straight over to my air purifier. If you can see that, it's just going.
That's nice. Yeah, I can see it. What kind of purifier do you have? That's a big one there.
Yeah, it's a Home Medics thing. I got it at like a Bed Bath & Beyond.
Okay. I use an Ionic Breeze. They are really great things, and they really... now, pipe tobacco, the scent of it won't linger like cigarette smoke will. However, it'll linger for a few hours, and then it goes away.
Yeah.
But if you use an air purifier and light some candles, you can get that smell gone probably within 30 minutes. So that's how I'm able to smoke inside, is with the candles and the filters as well.
I'm actually surprised having this aired out for a couple hours how much I'm having to light it, but nevertheless.
Yeah, I am too. This is, like I said, I smoked earlier. I had one light, and I think I had to do one relight about halfway down the bowl. So this with the Virginias in here, definitely gets much sweeter for me at the halfway point of the bowl, and I'll really just go quickly through what I think of each of the components of this tobacco. So I would say the biggest thing that I get is the bright Virginias. The grassiness stays from the char light all the way down to the bottom of the bowl. However, at the third to maybe halfway, the bowl really does get super sweet, which I like. I have a sweet tooth. I like sweet Virginias. Speaking of Virginias, don't puff this one too aggressively, which I did the first time I smoked it. I got a little bit of tongue bite. You had to use the Act mouthwash to get rid of it, but you don't have to smoke this super slow like you would say like a full Virginia flake, but definitely take it easy on this one. So there, at least to me, is a significant amount of Perique in this blend. I would say the Perique, compared to a different blend, Perique-wise, would be like either like Old Joe Krantz or Haunted Bookshop, where you're probably at like the 25% mark for the tobacco. It definitely does get spicy right away, and that spiciness will stay there. People, I get comments or PMs sometimes when people ask me what do I mean by spicy in a Perique. Not spicy like a jalapeno pepper. It's spicy like black pepper. At least that's how I would describe it. So if you had a dish, you put salt on it and it tastes good, but you feel like it's missing something, you add too much black pepper, say, to your steak, and that pepperiness really hits you. That's the pepperiness that at least that I get from a Perique. So when people are saying pepper, they're not meaning like bell pepper or jalapeno pepper or habanero. It's like black pepper, peppercorns. But there's definitely quite a bit of Perique in here. The dark fired comes in pops. It's not always there, but you get little pockets of it, which is nice, and you get that dark fruit, fig or like prune type of taste. Also a raisin taste that I get throughout the bowl as well. But this is, like I said, definitely, it's an American style tobacco blend. So if you like American style tobacco blends, which is basically an English without the Latakia, you're probably going to end up liking this one as well.
Yeah, I agree. I'd say I definitely taste the Perique, but you and I have probably had vapors where the Perique is just too much, and it's not that way with this Bluegrass. I think this Bluegrass, except for my lighting issues, I could smoke this on a regular basis.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the Perique in here is just at the right level. This really is a nice blend. I mean, Jeremy did an awesome job on this one. If this one were sold in bulk, which I hope eventually they do, so those out there watching, start buying up smoking or tins from smokingpipes.com, so they start carrying this in bulk. This would definitely be one that I would put in my rotation. And then I forgot to mention the cigar leaf. So I dug through this pouch that Babyface Huey sent me, and I was able to find maybe 4 or 5 tobacco leaves, and I'm guessing this is close to an ounce here.
Well, that's because I went through the tin and I
pulled out all the cigar leaf.
No.
And I don't really pick it up in the taste either. It doesn't add any significant earthiness or anything to this blend. So I would have just said, they should have just left it out, at least in my opinion, because it doesn't do anything for me, at least not in this blend.
Yeah, you barely taste it, because there are some cigar leaf ones where you feel like you're smoking a cigar in a pipe, but this is definitely not that one. So yeah, to me it's mostly But you know what I would like to say is the amount of dark fired in here really gives it a different depth of a flavor over a vapor. You know, if we're saying that the ones we taste the most are the Virginias and the Periques, which would be a vapor, obviously.
Yeah.
This doesn't taste like that much. It smokes like it. It's light like it. It has the hayness and the sweetness of it. But the dark fired is a great condiment to it, maybe is a nice way, or a nice little additive.
I agree. I think it definitely helps sweeten this up quite a bit. And where a traditional burley is, you get nuttiness, earthiness out of it. A dark fired, you get sweetness, and I get raisins from it. That's what I pick up from a dark fired.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's definitely it's one I'd recommend people try out because I'm liking it.
Definitely not one that if you're primarily an aromatic smoker, this probably would not be for you. I would always say that when somebody is making the jump from a aromatic to a straight tobacco, I would say if you are a former cigarette smoker, go start with a burley, like something like Velvet, something very, very mellow. Anybody else, I would say McClellan Red Cake or the Dunhill My Mixture 965 are two good starting points as well.
Yeah, this is a good starting point. Well, I want to shift the conversation a little bit. You'll notice I'm wearing the University of Minnesota shirt because I'm going to the Minnesota State Fair today, and we're taking Bryce Parker's mom. I shouldn't say how old she is because she's my sister, but we're taking Bryce Parker. She just had a major decade birthday this weekend. And so she and her husband and my wife and I, we're going to go to the Luke Bryant concert tonight at the Minnesota State Fair.
My wife
and
would
so
be,
when this is done, we head out. But then sure enough, Big Ten competition shows up, and before we go, Corncob Piper's got to one-up me a little bit.
Yeah,
Get out Ohio State stuff.
Saw the shirt, had to go pull the sweatshirt off that I was wearing, throw on the Ohio State shirt.
Yeah, there you go. No, it's all good. In fact, I think I was just watching Rob Bills and some other people out in the Ohio area. They've got a Columbus pipe show going on this weekend.
Oh, nice.
So, anyway, that's kind of cool.
My wife would definitely be envious of you over the Luke Bryan concert. She's a huge fan of his. I think she's seen him probably 3 or 4 times live.
Oh,
I've never been. She always goes with her girlfriends, which is fine by me.
Yep.
But overall, this is quite a nice blend. Like I said, I really like it. I have a tendency to, if I find a tobacco good enough to put it in my rotation, I like to find blends to put in my rotation that you can buy in bulk. It's just more economical that way. Yep. And I'm much more likely to open up a jar than I am to go open up a new sealed tin. I don't know if that's just me or everybody's like that. But
I watch for. At first, I wasn't that way as a new pipe smoker. I just get the tins because that's what was at the Chicago Pipe Convention, which is what I was really exposed to for me really getting going. And then everything's about buying how many tins are in your cellar. But boy, economically, it just makes so much more sense to buy bulk if you can. I
agree. And I have quite a few blends that I buy in tins that I do cellar. Like just for instance, I have My Mixture 965. I have it I buy it in bulk, usually 4 or 8 ounces at a time, put it in a big jar. But I also have like 5 or 6 tins in my cellar too, just because tobacco ages better in a tin.
Do you find that there's a difference between the 965 tobacco in tin versus bulk?
No. And so I've had several different versions. So I've had the stuff that actually comes from Dunhill, bulk in tin, blindfolded, couldn't tell the difference between one or the other. Sometimes with a bulk blend you may get a pocket where you get some extra Virginia or extra Cavendish or Latakia. You may hit a pocket like that where I think a tin is probably more consistently mixed because I'm guessing they probably put it in drums on a factory line to get it in the tins. However, most of the time when bulk blenders are mixing bulk blends, 100 pounds at a time, they're doing it by hand, and then it goes into big bins. So that might be the only difference, but taste-wise, cannot tell the difference. Now, Pipes and Cigars makes a 965 match, which doesn't taste like Dunhill My Mixture 965. It's a blend that I really don't like. I got horrible tongue bite from it. I want to say, I think it's made, theirs is made by Sutliff, maybe?
Oh, okay.
Or, not sure. It might be just be Russ blending it there in-house. I'm not sure. Actually, I take that back. It's gotta be Russ that's mixing it, or somebody, some blender in-house, because I think theirs might actually be Hearth and Home. So I got bad tongue bite from it. It tasted good. It was a nice tasting blend, but it didn't. It wasn't a close match to me to 965. Now on the flip side of that, SmokingPipes.com has Sutliff blend them a match. And it's probably 85 to 90% match. The cut's different, so it makes it smoke a little bit different. But they got the ratio spot on of the tobaccos. So the Latakia, the Cavendish, and the Virginia, they got the proportions right. It didn't get tongue bite from it. And I think I ordered up an ounce of that, and I smoked through the whole ounce. So I'm thinking you can get a pound of their match, their 965 match, for like $25. Whereas to buy 8 ounces of Dunhill is going to be like $45. So I'm thinking the next time when I run out of 965, I may buy 8 ounces of the match and just smoke through that. And then just switch back and forth just to save. And 8 ounces will last me a year, so I'm only going to have to really do this once a year. But just to save, cut the money in half, and it's a pretty good mixture. And there's so many other tobaccos out there that I smoke in between, so it really. But stay away from PNC's 965 match.
All right.
Is that an unfinished bowl? Was that bowl unfinished and it's coloring now, or?
Where is it at this point? I'm about halfway down.
No. Your bowl, the outside of the bowl. Is it finished? Is it stained?
Finished.
Okay.
Unfinished. I mean, it's not raw, but it's not. He told me that when this is done in 10 years or something, it'll be a much darker brown.
Yeah. It's nice.
So,
I like it.
I love it. He taught me a lot about fills, how to tell fills and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And he had the Petersons and Savinelli and some other makers there. And then he showed me the Edwards area. And this one literally has only got two fills in the whole pipe.
Wow.
And he said the way you can really tell is when they're smooth, you can really tell where the fills are, rather than rusticated, which he said usually is just covering up a bad piece of wood,
Yeah, it's a nice chunk of briar there. And when you were there, when you were looking at the pipes all the way, they're more expensive pipes, like the Petersons and the Savinellis. All the way to the left, they had some Edwards pipes up top, I think like 4 unfinished. Do you remember seeing one with like a gray or silver lucite stem when you were there? The unfinished Edwards pipe that was in the glass case?
It must have been sold by the time I was there, because I didn't see it.
That's the one.
Because I looked at the ones in glass cases, and he didn't have one like that.
Yeah, that was the one I was actually hoping to get. I was actually supposed to have gone up last weekend, but wasn't able to make it. So now I'm going to have to, hopefully they get another one, and they don't make very many of those pipes anymore, at least the ones that were in the glass.
Give them a call, find out. It was a good thing. Well, we're at 25 minutes right now, so we should probably wrap this one up.
Yeah, I would definitely say we should. So let's go ahead and do our 5-star rating of Cornell and Diehl Bluegrass. I'm going to give this one a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really, really do like this blend quite a bit. Like I said, I'm hoping that at some point they put this into bulk production so I can start putting it in my rotation.
Yeah, You know, for a Virginia Perique dark fire, I don't have other comparables to be able to compare it to. So I'm going to give it a 5 because I just really like it.
Yeah, cool.
You know, it's probably going to go in my rotation.
Yeah.
Until I find another one that's close to it, and then I'll kind of compare and contrast. You know, which is kind of what I'm going to do after we're done with our series. I'm going to start doing some compare and contrast tobaccos that are supposed to be head to head, but I don't know of another one like this. So it's awfully good. It smokes nice. You know, it's got a good taste.
I don't think that I can't recall that I've smoked anything like this either. For all I know, that this might be a one of a kind type of deal.
Yeah, that's the way it is. Well, since you won the giveaway, tell me which tobacco you want to try next week.
So what do we got left? The Maltese Falcon and the 965. Let's go with
the 965 you recommended to me, so I haven't. I mean, we could do a 965, but we have Maltese Falcon and okay, I should have brought them up here. I can't remember what your other one is. So I guess we're doing Maltese Falcon next time.
Oh, so the fourth one was Dan Tobacco Blue Note. They didn't have it, so you set me...
Oh, yeah, so we did all those aromatics for you.
Yeah, so we set aromatics and then the 965.
Yeah. So let's do Maltese Falcon next time.
Sure.
You put a good English blend in there, and we'll go from there.
All right, thanks for watching YouTube, and as always, keep on vibing.
All right.